Hi, I'm Val. I'm an animal keeper here at Blank Park Zoo. We're going to take you through the Australian outback and show you all it has to offer. Along the path in Australia, you will find signs giving a brief description of the animal, where they're from, how endangered they are, and just a few facts about them. One of the first things you'll find on the Australian Trail is this aviary. We have two species of lorikeets. The rainbow lory, you'll find the brightly colored green one, and the red lories. Also on the ground we have green-winged doves. They're mainly ground nesters. The lorikeets are nectar eaters. They like to eat bugs also. The green-winged doves that mainly live on the bottom get a couple different kinds of pellets. One's a soft bill, it's a yellow pellet, and they also get a pellet called game bird that has more corn-based. The Australian Trail was made to look like a dried-up creek bed. Along the trail you will find footprints. These footprints here are human footprints meant to represent the Aborigines in Australia. When you first walk in the gate, you will find emu footprints, and as you walk down towards the aviary, you will find wallaby footprints and swan footprints. Here are two of the main animals you will find in the Australian outback. We have 2 emus and we have 11 wallabies. Over here is actually one we hand raised. Her mother had a brain infection, and so she died about 1.5 years ago, and myself and another keeper hand raised her. Wallabies are born about the size of a dime. They slowly crawl up into their mother's pouch, and they develop there until they're about 6 months old. When they're about 6 months old, they start to stick their head out of the pouch, and they can look around, they can eat grass and pellets, but they stay in the security of their mom's pouch. We actually have a little one over here. She is 13 months, and I've seen her nursing just in the past couple days. This wallaby right here is actually the oldest we have. She is almost 13 years old. Wallabies usually live to about 15 years old in captivity. Another thing you'll find on the Australian Trail is the emu. The emu is one of the largest flightless birds. They have long legs, they can run very fast. They are also very social birds. They will come right up to the path. The emus lay green-colored eggs about the size of your fist, and the male will sit on the eggs. The eggs are usually laid March, April. The females have absolutely nothing to do with raising the chicks. Here in the pond on the Australian Trail, we have 2 female black swans. These swans are very different from normal swans. As you can see, they are black instead of the normal white, and they have bright red beaks. The female is called a pen, male black swans are called a cob, and young swans are called cygnets. This pair usually lays about 6 eggs a year. They are not fertile because they are both female. Black swans like to eat water plants and small insects and bugs from the water. Here we give them a pellet called waterfowl. At the end of the Australian Trail, you will find this bridge which crosses over the Black Swans Lagoon, and you'll be able to enter the aviary. We have double doors, opening only one door at a time so the birds do not escape. Here in the main aviary, we run into Bill. Bill will tell you all about the birds in here.
This is Morty. He's a peacock pheasant. He's a Rothschild's peacock pheasant. He's kind of the greeter at the aviary when you first come in. Morty seems to like everybody. He's one of 3 that we have here at the zoo. We have another pair. They're in another aviary. We're trying to get them to breed. They're kind of rare in the aviaries around the zoo. Not many people have them. This is the laughing kookaburra, or giant kingfisher here. It's probably the most known about bird in the Australian exhibit. Every day I hear the song Laugh Kookaburra Laugh in the Old Gum Tree. I hear that one about 10 times a week here, it seems. They're a carnivorous bird. They eat insects, snakes, frogs, mice, and they'll even catch a big venomous snake if they get a chance. The white birds you see here, these are cattle egrets. They're actually in the heron family, but unlike other herons who hang around in shallow water, these guys like dry, grassy lands where they eat lots of insects. They follow cattle around a lot, which is probably how they got their name, a cattle egret. They follow cattle around, and when they stir up the grasshoppers and the bugs and everything, well, these guys walk around behind them and eat them. These here are whistling ducks. They actually squeak and whistle. They sound a lot like your child's rubber squeaky toys that they have at home. They look all alike. The male is a little bit larger than the females, which is about the only difference in them. This is our male Nicobar pigeon. As opposed to the female, you can see that he has the longer feathers around his neck for showing off for the girls. And they live on islands, the Nicobar pigeons do, and they fly in large groups back and forth to islands looking for berries and insects to eat. They like lots of grains. They go to inhabited islands where they can actually go to farms and eat the grains and stuff that the farmers are growing there. This actually here is a small waterfall. This just ran from a hose that comes up through the rockwork and fills these pools up on the inside and goes around, and it actually fills this here thing up out here for the summertime, which we drain it in the wintertime because we thin ice. We wouldn't want a wallaby or something to get out there, perhaps fall through the ice.